I really feel that Ryan Garcia played Devin Haney. In this video, I'm going to break down why I feel that way and give you guys some perspective on how Ryan was able to achieve this and why I think he played Devin Haney. Now, this is not the first video I've done on this topic. Ironically, I put out the video and stated my opinion that I thought Ryan had played Devin Haney, and I explained why. Then the next day, or later on that day, whatever it was, after my video came out, put it that way, Ryan Garcia said this. Roll the clip. So I find that kind of funny because I put out my video, and after that, Ryan Garcia does his media day workout for the Rolly fight, and he says pretty much what I said in the video regarding, he says Devin Haney is his own fighter and Rolly is his own fighter, whereas I could mess around and play around and do all the theatrics and play the games that I played on Team Haney to get under their skin. But he says basically that wouldn't be wise to do to Rolly, because Rolly would actually play along and he would like revel in it and rejoice if he played those games. He would like, that would like up the ante for Rolly. So basically it's like when people play crazy, right? People play crazy and act tough and things like that in the real world, and then you're not willing to do that and act tough to Debo on your block. You know what I mean? Because you know Debo would hurt you if you ever talk to him the way you talk to other people. So a lot of times people know who and what they can get away with. And I agree with Ryan Garcia in terms of Ryan Garcia, it worked out to his favor doing what he did with Devin Haney, because it threw the Haneys off of their game plan. And I'll get into that later in this video. And it would probably backfire versus a person like Rolly, because if it's like Devin was trying to be Batman. No, not everything. The people of Gotham need a hero. Right? He was trying to play this good guy and be this Batman of Gotham, versus Ryan was running around like the Joker. And this is what I said in real time, right? I'm just giving you guys an analogy. I said this in real time. Ryan Garcia was running around like the Joker, lawless, with no rules, talking about aliens, time travel, doing spaces, cussing out haters, and talking about doubters, talking about politics. He was just like running amok, doing whatever, right? So that works because you have a contrast. You have the Joker versus Batman. But if he were to do it to Rolly, that would be like the Joker trying to do gags and tricks to the Riddler, but they're both looking to play game. So it wouldn't work. The Joker would have much more success versus the guy like Batman, who's a straight and arrow, as opposed to the Riddler, who is villainous too, and he's looking to play similar games and riddles and puzzles and stuff like that. So that's my analogy to what I witnessed in this fight. So realistically, it was pretty smart of Ryan Garcia because the approach worked with Devin Haney. Devin Haney was trying to be the clean cut, by the rules guy, and Ryan was lawless, and it worked out because Bill Haney had a Psychology for Dummies book and Ryan threw it at the press conference. So they thought they were getting into Ryan's head. They thought they were, pause, that's a big pause. They thought that they were making Ryan Garcia go mentally insane, and he was worried about losing and he was scared. And none of these things looked like they were true on fight night. You know, Ryan didn't look scared of Devin Haney. And ultimately, he really got the last laugh, in my opinion. He got the last laugh because he was able to do what he did performance-wise to Devin Haney. Now, I know the Haneyacks, they like to throw like weird talking points. We understand Ryan tested positive with Ostarine. Nobody condones that, right? That's flaw. That's why he got suspended for it. It is what it is. Like, that's literally what happened. The Haneyacks try to, I don't know, Jedi mind trick or reverse psychology to make it look like if you have anything to say other than Ryan cheat, if there's any other commentary, then you support Ryan and all of his antics and everything he's ever done. It's a stupid point of view. It's like you could go to a restaurant and you're like, the pasta's cool, but I don't really mess with nothing else. Like, let's say Olive Garden, and you're like, I like the soup, the Toscano soup, and the breadsticks. And then people are like, oh, you're in love with Olive Garden. No, I'm not in love with Olive Garden. I like two things at Olive Garden. You know what I mean? But that's the Haneyacks logic, is to try to, I don't know, I think it's an effort to try to guilt trip you or to make you feel dumb or look like you're supporting some BS because you're breaking it down and keeping it real. But stuff like that, I've been in the game too long. It don't work with me. I don't really care what people say, and it's really not going to change my opinion unless you enlighten me and tell me the error of my ways. So all in all, the first Ryan Garcia fight with Devin Haney was a definite fail for Devin Haney. And it's a fail for Ryan Garcia because it put an asterisk by his name, which we already know. But the reason it's a fail for Devin Haney as well is because much was lost in that particular fight. People looked at Devin Haney in a different light as a fighter before that particular fight. And then Ryan brought the Haney brand down several notches. Anybody who says different is a liar, because Devin Haney, per his own lawsuit, pretty much said that. He said that his brand has been compromised. The same thing Drake is doing with Kendrick. And Drake is suing UMG or whatever, Universal. And if you look at, because I've looked at the complaint from Drake and Devin Haney, they're both pretty similar. They're both alleging that Kendrick's diss, Not Like Us especially, took a toll on Drake's brand and his influence and hurt his credibility and stuff like that. It literally says that in the lawsuit, that there has been damage done because of allegedly Universal supporting that particular Kendrick diss. And it's been like irreversible damage. Pretty much what Devin Haney was alleging. Now, ultimately, looks like Devin will have to drop his lawsuit, but the damage is already done. You know, once you file, it is what it is. It's like if a person is a gangster, like in a gang, a Crip or something, and then word gets out that he's working with the cops and he's going to testify against John Gotti, right? Or whoever, Tukey Williams. Even if he gets cold feet and decides not to testify, the intent was there and people knew that you were going to testify and you were working with the cops. The damage is already done. So even if Devin Haney drops the lawsuit, which it looks like he is going to, in order to move the plan along and possibly fight Ryan Garcia, the damage has already been done from the initial fight. Let me know what you guys think, but I ultimately think Ryan set Devin up because he was playing crazy and doing all this antic and stuff. And now versus Rolly, he's doing none of it. It looks like he's having a real camp. He looks like he's actually training. Shape-wise, he doesn't look like he has a bunch of alcohol weight on him. His face looks slimmer. He looks like he's in better shape. And like I said earlier, people know who they could get away with doing certain things with. Against Rolly, it really wouldn't. He's a big puncher, right? So it wouldn't be wise for Ryan to be joking around with the guy who has one punch power that can get something going and a sparring session where he has confidence. So now you have a real locked in Ryan Garcia, and conveniently he's overcome all his demons. He doesn't seem to be drinking every day. And if he is, he's not advertising it. All the stuff he was doing versus Devin Haney. So really, all in all, Devin Haney got the short end of the stick. Let me know how I did in this video. I am the best in the business and it's not even close.